Hello everyone, it's Sam McDonough, IFBB Bikini Pro, and welcome back. It's been a while. Well, it feels like it. It's been like 6 days, maybe a week, but usually I make a video like every few days, so it feels like a really long time. Thank you everyone for being understanding of me not doing a preview video last week of the of the Etenon show, but we will recap it today, and we will recap Mexico today as promised. So this is going to be a mega video. We have Mexico, we have Etenon, and we have a preview for the RGV Classic that's going to go on. So I'm excited, and you're looking at the girl who won the RGV Classic last year, Reina Perez, and I'm obsessed with her, as you know. So some updates. I will be doing a preview video, or like a prediction video of who I think is going to place top 15 at the Olympia, but it's not only going to be that, it's going to be who I think will make it, and then it's also going to be my dream 15. So I'm going to put in the people who I would love to see place where in the top 15. And spoiler, it's going to be a little all over the place because not everyone can win. There are a few people that I'm like partial to winning because I think they really fit the standard. I also, more updates that are personal updates. I have removed my last name from my channel and from everything because I had my first day of grad school, and when I have future therapy clients, I don't know, bodybuilding is like a very critical sport, and I say a lot of things that I think future clients could interpret as like me just talking about their looks in general and not about like their looks in terms of where they stack up in the sport. So yeah, and you can't go by a fake name as a therapist, so I don't know, I think I might adopt a stage name next time I compete. It's not like I have a really cool contest history on NPC News Online that I like care about being, you know, not switched, but like, you know, replaced. Not that I'll even like replace it, I'll just start going by a different name. Who knows what it'll be. So if you have any ideas for my stage name, let me know. I would like for it to be a gender-neutral name because that's something I like about my name being Sam, and I wish it said Samuel on my birth certificate and not Samantha because Samantha makes me sound like I'm a royalty. And it's just too feminine. So yeah, if you have any gender-neutral names that I could go by for stage, let me know. For whatever reason, I was just thinking Sam Davis, but I'm open to switching my first name on the you know, on the website too, and on this channel eventually. So yeah, that's where we're at. The other update, I had my first day of grad school and it was amazing. I'm so excited. So there's that. And then what else is going on? There's everything coming to mind. So that's why last week was busy. My boyfriend was out of town, so it was just me and the dogs and the person organizing our place. And if I like came upstairs to make videos, that's more time my dogs are alone, so they're either like outside but it's hot out, or they're like inside in their crates because they can't roam around because she's organizing downstairs. So I just felt so sad for them. I only even went to the gym one day last week too because it was just like, you know, they're in their crate for like, I don't know, I can't let them be in their crate for like a total of 18 hours a day, including like the time they're sleeping, so I had to be with them. So that's what's going on. That's the kind of a mother I am, and the only kind I will ever be. So let's get into the Mexico show. So we're looking at our girl Reina, who I am obsessed with, and spoiler, she won. They didn't have comparison photos at this show, and just for sake of time, I'm not going to pull, well, okay, I'll pull people next to each other. What the hell am I talking about? Okay. So I obviously didn't do any pre-planning here. Okay, so here is our girl Reina, and then this is who placed second place. We had Ellie Fernandez placing in second, and what do I think is the difference between the two of them? So Ellie is not fully posed in this photo. Her arm was straight in things that I saw online, but unfortunately, you know, in these photos, this is how it's looking. So yeah, what do I think the difference is between her and Reina are? I honestly think it's just glute projection and density. Like, Reina placed 13th at the Olympia last year, and it's because she just has like a lot of density and fullness to her muscles. She just stands out in any lineup she's in. I would love to see her win the Olympia someday. And yeah, what do I think? Yeah, just fullness in the legs. You see a lot more detail in Ellie's legs. Yeah, I think it's just as simple as that. Reina's makeup looks really pretty. Her hair looks really pretty. So does Ellie's, but it's just a physique thing between these two. And why do I think Reina wins in general? How much her waist tapers in, like super tight, really full in the muscle bellies, not too much detail anywhere. You don't see any vascularity at all. Where do I think she could improve? I think she could bring the arm in tighter to the body and bring this hand down. I think this cuts her off into unequal halves when it's up this high, because that's the point that is cutting you in half. So I would like to see it drop it down there. She has a tiny waist, so no need to cover it up. When you have your hand right by your belly button, it's just like skin flowing into skin and can make her waist look thicker, or, you know, just cover up how tiny your waist actually is. So that's what I would do. And I would bring the arm in tighter, because when it's out here, it's just distracting. You'll hear any judge say that, Tyler Manion included. So yeah, that's what I think. Conditioning is on point, hair, makeup, suit, all on point. And then Ellie, she looks incredible. She just doesn't have the same density in the lower body that Raina does, and the same fullness that Raina does. The fullness Raina brings to stage is very unique. So if we look at Raina next to Ellie in the back pose, you will see Ellie, number one, is pushing back a little bit too hard. She's almost squatting into this pose, and it's bringing out a lot of lines in her hamstring that we don't really need to see. So, like, it's really cutting out the hamstrings. Whereas Raina just looks equally full up top as she does on bottom. So she's balanced top to bottom, front to back. You see the shape of the hamstring, like that muscle belly, the round muscle belly, but you don't see any detail in the hamstring. You just see the shape, and you see the same thing in her glutes. Her glutes are full, and you see tie-ins, but they aren't completely like etched in, like she's not grainy. Ellie, she's just a little bit harder than Raina, and this is the conditioning that they will go to if it is present on that day at a show. Ellie, I think this is the best she's looked in a while. Her glutes are really popping. They do look denser than the last time she competed, in my opinion. I like the pose. I think that this shoulder looks like it's sinking a little bit more and the elbows out a little bit more, but overall, I like the way the upper body is posed. Like, her elbows don't look too forced, neither do Raina's. And I like the blue suit. I think it looks good. She's just squatting into it a little bit too much. So she's full up top, she's full in the glutes, but then really detailed in the hamstrings. And I think that is an issue. It goes down to her calves too, but really, like, if this is present, then that's already knocked you down in placings if someone like Raina is showing up, you know? So your eye won't even get to the calves. I just, like, noticed it basically as an afterthought. And then in third place, we have Cassandra. Oh, okay. I wrote down my predictions. What am I doing? Okay. My predictions. I said, okay, that's Atlanta. Oh, yeah. Okay. These all happened at the same time. So I said it would be Raina, Cassandra, Ellie. So I was wrong with Cassandra and Ellie. It went the other way around. Then I said Alessia and then Jody. But how did it actually go? I think Jody got fourth and Alessia fifth. So I got the top five right. I was pretty close, but I think anyone could have named the top five. Okay. And then, so Cassandra. So front pose, Cassandra looked really good. I don't know if it's like a tightness thing or if it's a muscle belly thing. I'm not sure, but there is just something that my eye goes to with the legs in the front pose where it just looks like maybe we need more conditioning here in this area, and then that would translate into this area on this leg. It just looks a little bit soft. The upper body looks really good. I love the suit color. Hair, makeup, and suit are all perfect. They always are on Cassandra. Cassandra has a very polished look. She did not move her hair all the way to her back, so this just reads as an imbalance because it's literally asymmetrical the way her hair is laying. But I mean, you know, that's not gonna be the difference in a show most of the time, but it's something I notice if we're picking things apart, which we are. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Cassandra. I really love her physique. I think she just needs to be a little bit tighter in the legs here. Her waist is always teeny tiny. I think that's it. She also is a little bit harder in the low body, like Ellie is. But she does look a little bit fuller in a way than, or at least she has a lot of muscle density, I should say. She has a lot of density. Ellie was fuller than her. Like, there was more projection and pop, and there was a softer quality to the skin in the glute ham tie, despite how hard Ellie's, hamstrings were. But yeah, Cassandra looks really good. She just looks really tight in these legs, and there's not much glow. I honestly wonder if some of the hardness I'm seeing could be solved with a little glaze, because she looks just kind of dull here. The upper body has some shine to it, like in these shoulders you can see. But overall, she just doesn't have that same glowy quality that everyone else does. And I think it is just like simply she doesn't have glaze on or the glaze absorbed. A lot of times people will glaze too early. Not saying she did this, I have no idea. This is more just like a PSA for competitors. People will glaze too early and then it absorbs into their skin by the time they get on stage. So yeah, be aware of that. Or they don't glaze at all for whatever reason, like they forget. I don't know what the other reason would be because everyone else is doing it. The suit bottoms could be pulled down in the back a little bit because you're seeing this you're seeing these ridges at the top of the glute where the glute inserts into the low back. So I would pull the suit bottoms down the back and up at the front. That is an issue I have with Cassandra a lot of the time. Her suit bottoms are always really, really low in the front, like to the point that my bush would pop out. So I would pull them up in the front, down in the back, and then you would get more roundness to glutes. She has a lot of roundness to glutes, so it's not really hurting her in that area, but what is hurting her is just seeing the shallow parts of the glutes up top. So why did Ellie place above her? I think Ellie's conditioning and pop was just a little better on this day. The only place that I could see an argument for Cassandra is in the glow and full glow. Okay, I guess there's a few glow, and then the fullness in the hamstring I think could be better, but I do think just seeing the muscle belly instead of all that detail, that's the only thing, if she had glaze, that could beat out Ellie. Not the only thing, but you know what I mean? Like, it's tough. I think it was probably a tough call between the two of them. But Ellie, I think had more pop that day, and that's what they want. Okay, and then we have Jody in 4th place, so congratulations, breaking out of that 6th place spot, which she's consistently been in this year, so that must have felt good. And I mean, I say that, and I do think it must have felt good, but I also wonder if she has a part of her that's like, well, it's good, but also it was a smaller show, you know, so who knows? So she looks great. Back pose is there. She's still just too hard. Like, her makeup and hair all look beautiful. Her tan looks really good. It's darker than, I mean, actually, her and Ellie's look pretty similar. Her tan's been very dark this whole season. She's just got a little bit too much detail in these quads here. The shape of the hamstring, I love in the front pose. If she could just be fuller on the lower body, I think that's it. You know, like, I think she could win a show if she were fuller on the low body. And just fuller all around. And so the same thing where it's like her tricep is popping out in the front pose. I do want her to like rotate her thumb in a little bit more towards her glute, and I think that would help the shape better. Because my eye is drawn to the tricep, and then with how open up her arm is, which most people open up their arm this way. I just don't know if it's like on her it stands out or if she needs a bigger arm and tighter to her physique. But what I'm getting at is we're just losing the shoulder capping. It looks like a straight line, but she has a ton of shoulder. So I don't think it's a muscular thing. I think it is a posing thing. I don't love velvet teal. I don't love most of the velvet fabrics, so I would just go with like a straight up teal, or a color that looks like this and just is not velvet, because it just reflects kind of, you know, it's kind of blah, you know, I'm not into it. Okay, and then we have 5th place, which was Alessia. So here is Alessia. I like her suit. I don't know if her suit is velvet. I like her suit though, so I think she does a good job with this color. Her front pose, I know I keep saying this, I think that's the best front pose, my favorite front pose I've seen from her. I think the shape is really good. I think if she opened up more, it would make her waist look a little bit wider. So I think this is good. I think this is a really good front pose. Back pose, her back pose is usually great. She's getting a little bit too tight in these hamstrings. I don't know if maybe her body's getting tired from competing so much this year, if she came in that tight on purpose. But her glutes are really full, some of the fullest in the show. It's just the tightness here, I think, and just other people having better shape in general. It's a genetic sport when you're at this level, and I think it's just other people have structures that fit the criteria a little bit better. But yeah, Alessia looked great. So let's get into Etenon. So the Etenon show happened, and congratulations to Anna Setlak. So I didn't, and this is another thing I've been doing. I've been doing tie-dye this week. So I made my boyfriend these pants. Are they so cool? I love them. So yeah, that's what else I've been doing. Okay, so get rid of that. I showed you guys. Okay, so let's go over the Etenon show. I'm going to pull up the comparisons first. So yeah, when I saw the back pose comparison on Instagram, I was like, oh, Anna's got this. She's like, finally got this show. This is awesome. And then when she did, I was thrilled. So I didn't make predictions for this show. If I had, it probably would have been these four. Krista Bellina, I was thrilled to see her back. I really love her look. Rania has been doing very well. She has a great look. And Chantel, like, I think she qualified for the Olympia last year. Let me double check. I thought I had everything up. I think I do. Okay, yeah, here. So, I think Chantel, she either is qualified or she qualified last year. Or Chantal, sorry. So yeah, she's qualified for the Olympia already. So this was her testing out a look before the Olympia, so good for her. And I was thrilled that Anna got this first place. Oh, who else would I have said is in the top? Okay, so let me see. Yeah, Ekaterina, I would have said top 5. Yeah, I mean, those are all the known people. So yeah, I would have said them. Hindsight is 2020, obviously, but yeah. So I think the front pose, I think Anna's glute is not distracting at all. I think she looks very balanced in this front pose. I still would like to see a more saturated color on her. Something more like what Rania is wearing. But yeah, I think she looks balanced. Waist tapers, the fullness and muscles look same top to bottom. Makeup looks very pretty. Chantal, I think she looks great. I think the waist, she has got beat in the waist by Anna. The legs are also the first thing my eyes go to when I want to see the glute taper down into the leg. I think Rania's shape is beautiful. I think this is really good, and I think this conditioning is spot on. I think she could angle her hips away a little bit more like the amount of direction or the amount of angle that Anna has here with the front of her suit bottoms. This is, I think, is a little bit too straight on. I do think she might naturally have a little bit wider of a waist, so it does make more sense that she would have her hand covering it. It can work at times, but just not for everyone. Chantal, I would bring the arm in tighter to the frame so she doesn't look upper body dominant. So yeah, I think Anna, clear winner at this show. Krista Bellina, she looks great, very full. It does look like her waist has gotten a little bit thicker than it was in the past, so I'll pull up a picture of what she was at, but I think she could also just be a little bit tighter. So yeah, I think that's the issue. I think Anna in this lineup, like, really was it. I think that the legs taper the most in this lineup with still having that upper outer glute. You can see on Chantal and on Krista Bellina that it's kind of like legs and then glutes when we want it to be glutes tapering down into legs. So yeah, they just look a little bit dominant in the legs for me. Rania, I think, looks really good. I think I would have her in second place if she had more upper outer glute, but I think that was the disconnect. It also looks like she's playing down her legs a little bit by having her knees almost knocking together. But yeah, so congratulations, Anna. I'm so excited for her. She has obviously been working like a horse this entire season, so I'm very happy for her. And she looks happy. She looks so happy. I'm just really excited for her. So great job. And then I don't have anything new to say. I've been talking about her all season, so you can just watch any of my other videos that she's in. And then Chantal, same thing. I think I talked about her when she won a show last year. She placed second a bunch of times, including like maybe at her pro debut. I'll double check now. I would like to see a brighter suit again, more like a Rania suit or more like any other bright purple, just not a dark purple. The reason being, when you are more on the muscular side, then when you wear a really dark color, it makes it look a little bit harsh compared to like harsh in combination with the amount of muscle. Like, this is something we talked about with Carrie Sexton a lot. Like, I liked when she wore the royal blue suit because I just think it's more saturated and popped on her better. So yeah, I would like to see something more saturated, and she looks very, very good. I would just say the shoulders are sloping off, so I would open that chest a little bit more so we see more of the roundness in the shoulders, and they aren't sloping forward, so we would see more pop in that rear delt, and we would also see the lateral delt. This arm is better, but it still could be even better than this. And I think she could be a little bit tighter in the lower body, but she probably came in this conditioning on purpose, like, one, to see if she can get away with it, because this is more the conditioning they reward at the Olympia, but two, because it's her first show, so maybe she just like wanted to see if she could get away with being this amount of full. I don't know. She's already qualified, so she can just try things. I would not angle her toes out as much because it's showing a lot of quad sweep, which is making her glutes look smaller than her legs. So it's taking away that taper like I talked about. So yeah, if she's angled her toes straight forward, open up her chest, we'd see more roundness in those shoulders. Then I think that would be great. And also if the hair were symmetrical on the back, I think that would help. Yeah, so go Chantal. Okay, and then we have Rania in a third. So here is Miss Rania. So I would like her to, like I said, I'm kind of okay with the hand being there. This front pose just looks a little bit too forced to me. You want to look like just relaxed, like you're just standing there. So I would like her to, number one, move the hair off of the shoulder in the front pose, just so we can see like her shoulder width. Number two, I would like her to look a little more relaxed in the face. It looks like she's kind of like hiked her shoulders up. So I would just like her to stand tall, look straight at the judges, and smile. Her chin is up at a higher angle, which I think might be supposed to show confidence, but it's looking a little nervous with how high the shoulders are coming up. I think the suit is beautiful. I would bring the arm in tighter to the frame, and that's what I would do. I think she's also leaning forward. I would like her to stand up nice and tall. The back pose, same things that I already said. And then in fourth place, we have Krista Bellina. So like I said, I'm a big fan of Krista Bellina. So let me find some of her other pictures. Okay, so because she only has one under that name, I guess. My face is itchy. Okay, I'll say Krista Bellina. Can you hear me itching my nose? Okay, so here she is. Okay, suddenly my whole face is itchy. Okay, so here she is in 2023, and she was supposed to compete, I think, last year, and then she had an injury, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, I think the waist has always been like a little on the wider side, but it looks like more so now. So I would like her to just get leaner, like I said. Like, hopefully it's just a leanness thing. I also like this suit a lot. Okay. Okay, I didn't leave her picture up. That's fine. Okay, here she is. So here she was at that show. I like the pink. I think the pink really works for her. I know some people say that pink on blonde is like Barbie, but it's like, who doesn't love Barbie, honestly? Maybe not for every blonde person, but like with Krista Bellina, I do think it works. Especially probably because of the pink that this suit is. It's not like too bright pink. So easy things she could do. Number one, getting the hair off her shoulders in her back pose so we see the shoulder roundness. Number two, straighten her arms so the elbows aren't pointing out like this, and also we would see more shoulder fullness if her arms were not pointed out like this. So straighten the arms like the other people were. Get a little bit tighter. That's number three. And then I think she's there. Makeup, hair, suit. I'm obsessed. I think she looks incredible. Okay, and then we have in fifth place, Ekaterina. So Ekaterina, the thing that always I think could be improved, which is so easy, it can be done literally in seconds, is more tan face. The makeup just looks a little bit underdone, like it just is washed out compared to the tan. So I would like to see the foundation match the rest of the body. It will also really make her stand out just among the other people, because if something is sticking out to the judges, then it's distracting, and something like this is pretty distracting. But that's an easy fix, and she doesn't even have to do it herself. She can just say, hey, slap on a darker shade, please. Same thoughts about her suit color that I had with Anna and Chantal. Something more saturated. That's it. Physique looks incredible. I love her look. She's a little more vascular in the arms than the top four were. Waist is super tight. Lots of fullness in the glutes, lots of fullness in the muscle bellies. I seriously think the makeup is holding her back. And then the back pose, I think she's posed really well. Like, I don't have anything to say. I think she nails it. Like, she looks very relaxed, like she's just standing there. I think she could maybe arch her back a little bit more to get her hamstrings to pop. But I think I even said this last year, I think it's just a lack of hamstrings. So I would like to see, like in her front pose, it looks like she does have good roundness to them, but in her back pose they just totally flatten. So I think if she pushed her chest forward like an inch, arched her back more, then her hamstring muscle bellies would maybe pop more, but you don't want to overdo it because then that can widen your glutes and flatten them. So I don't know. I would need to see her play around with it. So congratulations to Anna. So happy for her. And let's get into our preview. So I just saw this list right before I started making this video, and OMFG. Okay, here's what we have going on. We have Jordan Brannon back before the Olympia. I am so excited to see her on stage. This far out from the Olympia. I don't know if because usually she doesn't come out till after the cutoff, and I thought that was her plan this year based on what she said. But no, she's back. The cutoff is, I believe it's the weekend of September 15th. So how do you find that out? So go to IFBBpro.com and then go to Olympia, click qualifying rules. And then it'll say somewhere. Okay, it's right there. The qualification period starts on September 16th and end of last year, ends on the 14th this year. So that's the last weekend that people qualify for this Olympia. Any show won on September 15th this year or after is then qualified for the 2026 Olympia. So if we look at the pro schedule to see how many shows are left until the cutoff, then this is what we have. So after this weekend, the only ones happening for open this weekend are RGV. So we have RGV, and then we have Florida Pro is pro. Okay, yeah. So Florida Pro, Hong Kong, Italy, Rising Phoenix, Battle of the Bodies, Europa. And that's it. We have six shows until the cutoff. So we have like 3 weeks. I'm so excited. It's crazy that we're already at this point. So yeah, usually Jordan doesn't come out till right after the cutoff, and then she will qualify for the next year, take whatever time off she wants, and then like she's good to go. So it's really cool that she's on this list. So okay, what do I think? So she has competed multiple times this year, and it's just been, I have the same feedback I've had, so you can go look at those videos. But I think Pittsburgh, good luck. What I've been wanting is the top to match the bottom. So Jordan placed 12th at the Olympia last year. So she does well. She just hasn't gotten a first place this year at the 2 shows that weren't like major shows she's done. So Wasatch and Charlotte. So what do I think? I think she's been lacking some pop in the upper body, specifically in the shoulder fullness. And then she's always a little bit harder on the bottom than she is on top. I think her core was a little washed out at this show. And yeah, so the thing I want to see from Jordan, she's a great competitor, understatement. That's an understatement. She's an excellent competitor. She's really good. You don't place 12th by being okay, obviously. You don't win a pro show. You don't get into the Olympia by being okay. So what is it with Jordan? I think I need to see more separation in the arms here. Like, it just looks like kind of flat to me. And I just need the top and bottom to match and front and back to match. So I think that would help her out. If we look at how she looked at the Olympia last year, which was what we can assume is her best look, I think that she's just a little tight all over. Yeah, but very balanced still. Back pose, incredibly full glutes, more shape in the arms, which is what I've been saying I want to see. And yeah, so I don't know. Who knows how Jordan is going to come into this show. I wish her the best of luck. I think that it will be between her and Reina. So Jordan placed 12th at the Olympia. Reina placed 13th. So I'm excited to see what happens. I think it's going to be Reina in first place. I don't know who else is going to place where. So let me look at the list and I will make predictions. But yeah, I think it's so Reina placed 13th. I just wanted to double check. 14th. Who was 13th? Okay, it was, okay, so in first place, Alice got, Ariana Brothers, she got 13th, okay, so Reina got 14th, I don't know, I think Reina could overtake Jordan at this show if Reina's balance is better, so yeah, Reina, I just talked about her, so just rewind, I guess, and then who else are we looking at? Hannah DeVore, I think she's pretty similar in shape and structure to Jordan. So she's someone to look out for. She has got second at Tahoe. And then we have Kristabalina. She's placed top 5 multiple times. And I think we should look out for Janae Smith. I think she's pretty balanced. I think she should relax in the abdomen a little bit. She's vacuuming. More fullness in the hamstrings might be helpful, but who knows? Like, this show is kind of wide open as far as like anyone after first place. Jordan could definitely win. I just think the fullness that Raina has is really tough to beat. So I don't know. Marissa Wu, someone to look out for. She's placed top 6 before. So I honestly don't know. Like, okay, so I'm gonna say, okay, let's do guesses. Okay, so I'm gonna say Raina, and then I'll say Jordan. And then, okay, Raina, Jordan. I'll say Hannah. And then I might even say Janae. And then, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. This show is wide open. Let me know what you think. I'll say Michelle Billet. And I'll show you who that is if you are not familiar with her. So Michelle. Okay, so that's my top 5. Michelle always looks really good. I like her look a lot. She doesn't always place it that high, but I think tight waist, like good shape, always a little too vascular in the upper body, but Jordan a lot of times comes in pretty vascular. So, I mean, who knows? Really good fullness in the lower body and her glutes. Yeah, so I'll say Michelle. Who knows? I think she could straighten her arms a little bit. But yeah, so that's my guesses. Those are my guesses. Raina, Jordan, Hannah, Janae, Michelle. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.